Hello friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado on this Wednesday afternoon. Today I'm doing a video that is definitely not my kind of video, and I generally like to keep things somewhat upbeat, and I do get pissed off with a lot of stuff that the WSIB does, as you know, and I always call them out on it. But this is one issue that just absolutely pisses me off in the worst way. It enrages me, and it makes me absolutely sick to my stomach that in this day and age, in a country that is so rich with resources, where we treat our pets with, love and tenderness and with the utmost respect. And we have individuals injured in the workplace or who have contracted a workplace illness, who find tragically that they need to take their own lives. And to do away with the pain that they're in, the depression, the feelings of loneliness, and not being supported. Just this week, like many times, too many times to count, over the last 30 plus years, I heard another story of an individual who sadly took his own life, and the ones that are left behind have to pick up the pieces and try to make sense of all of it and find peace and move on. And that's not easy. Fortunately, I've never had it happen to someone really close to me, someone who I love. But it doesn't matter who it happens to. We're all brothers and sisters on this planet, and we're supposed to look out for each other. We're supposed to be compassionate and understanding and patient. And somehow, some people, this organization has lost its humanity. We're not just talking about not paying for loss of earnings, or a day that you had to take off work, or medication, or something that isn't trivial, but can be considered minor in some cases. When you lose your humanity, you really, what's your purpose? What is it that you're doing on this earth? What's your function? How are you contributing to making others' lives productive, joyful? How can you treat people with such disrespect and disregard and maintain your humanity? Because I can't reconcile those two things. And I'm sure most people can't. But this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with an organization that has become so far removed from what it was intended for, from its purpose, that people just have zero faith in this organization. How's it going to get fixed? You know, I'm a father and a grandfather, and I'm very, very blessed. But growing up, my kids didn't get to do everything they wanted. They were loved. They had a home where we had peace in our home, where we provided the comforts, food, love, care, support, but they didn't get to do everything they wanted. And they were told why when something was denied. But as a parent, your role, your job, is to love them, to provide them with the basic, at minimum, the basic necessities of life. At minimum. But I know most of you go the extra mile and probably miss out yourselves to make sure that they have what they need. But could you imagine if you completely abandoned your duty as a parent to your children and didn't provide love and care and support and security when they needed it? How are you to fulfill that purpose, that role, the most sacred and important role that we have to serve as parents? And who are they going to rely on? If you abandon that role, that's our purpose. And even if you're not a parent, I'm sure you can relate to this because you're a son or a daughter. And I know you can relate to this. But an organization that has totally abandoned its purpose, its reason for being, for existence, to let those who depend on you, to let them believe that the only way that they can manage what's going on inside of them is to do the horrible, the horrifying thing. You have no humanity. You have lost it. And you need to ask yourselves, what is your purpose? I don't care if you're a frontline employee at the WSIB, or a manager, or a director, or one of your fucking 20 VPs, and all of the busybodies that are swarming around, doing shit that has nothing to do with improving the services that you were set up to provide. Fuckers. I've had enough of hearing these stories and not doing more. So this is me doing more. Because somebody will be held accountable. I promise you that. For as long as God allows me to stand on this earth, I will commit myself to making sure that I follow through. For those who have already gone, and for those who are suffering right now, who need your fucking help and aren't getting it. I'm putting together a team of lawyers, some of the best. And we will address this issue. I'm speaking now to my viewers and my subscribers and my friends. If you know of someone who is suffering psychologically with depression, PTSD, whatever, as a result of a workplace injury or illness, and they're vulnerable right now, they are vulnerable. They desperately need treatment and they desperately need support, and they're not getting it from the WSIB. If you know someone, if you've lost someone close to you in your life who had to go through this situation and you had to witness this situation and you're just trying now to pick up the pieces, email my company. Email me, Joe Machado at WSIBsettlements.com. And we're creating a list We're creating a list of individuals. It's totally confidential. You don't have to divulge anything. Just tell us a little bit about the situation. And we're going to put you on that list. And then we're going to address this issue. We're not going to wait for politicians. We're not going to wait for anybody. We're going to take action now. And I promise you, I will put the best of the best together, because this matter will be addressed, I promise you. Don't be afraid to step in, to step up. I know you want justice. I know you do. And I want to help you get it. And it's free. It isn't going to cost anything. Nobody's going to ask you for money. But please, if you know anyone in that situation, anyone who's vulnerable, or anyone who's gone, that they couldn't handle it anymore, please email me. Give me your name. Give me your information. I don't have a definite timeline as to when it's going to happen. I can't say that it's going to be in a month, 6 months, or a year. All I can do is I can promise you that I will continue to build those numbers. We have a certain number in mind so that we can make the most impact in a court of law to have this addressed. And when we reach that number, we'll advise you every step of the way what's happening, what we're doing. And then when it's time to take action, you will be involved. But it's time to do it, and the time to do it is now. Don't wait. This is way too important to wait. And don't assume that the worst isn't going to happen. Because when we assume that it's not going to happen, it happens quickly. All right, my friends. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm sorry that I don't have policy or decision or legislative issues to talk about. I do have many of them, but I had to talk about this today. I need to get your attention because this is an urgent matter. And I just don't want to hear another one of these stories. They're just so demoralizing and just awful. All right, friends, till the next one, take care.